Hi, this is Little Dwarf playing games while rambling incoherently into a microphone. Why? Well, just because I can, and I continue with Observer System Redux blind. I'm still trapped in the basement and not quite sure where to go. Wait, I can hack some keypads, so let's try locating this other one. Maybe I can do it. Find static numbers, decryption attempt blocked. Okay, so I can't hack this one then. Okay, so it seems I finally got out of the basement. And this is the door from before. So this should take me to the main building then. Or close enough. Okay, so it's pretty clear to me I'm still in the neural investigation, or I'm losing my mind. Like, this doesn't make any sense from a topographical standpoint.
Hey you, come over here.
KPD. State your business.
Your well-being.
Jack shit.
Yes. And no. What do you think?
What's this about?
Why, you, of course. It's always about you, isn't it?
Don't fuck with me.
That's not why I'm here. It's time to move on.
Okay, all of those responses make no sense. Don't make me get the enchanted membrane. I smell like daffodils on a corpse. ugly fairies don't make dreams come true. The floor is one dragon above you. Let's just choose whatever.
It bothers me, sweetheart.
What is it, dear?
The macabre.
Yes.
I have the right to remain silent. Anything I say can and will be used against me in court of law.
Uh-huh.
I have the right to an attorney. Do I understand my rights? Fuck yeah.
Let's skip this part, okay?
I'm losing control.
Try not to think about me. You were good.
Good at talking out of my ass. Don't leave me.
You were my man.
This intercom is offline. Please contact the building manager.
So I think he was talking with his wife, who's dead.
What the hell? I need to find whoever owns that tattoo parlor.
I also need to find whoever owns the tattoo parlor is clearly involved in this mess. Someone has to know if he lives around here. Yeah, but also owner of the Unit 28. Yeah, who would that be? Storage for apartment 205. Okay. So I'll go up and investigate that. Was I here? Hotel Dew, capsule compartments, heavenly comfort for the whole family. Yeah, that's kind of what it says. But was I here before? Whoa. I don't think so, judging from the sudden jump scare.
KPD. I need to ask you some questions.
About time one of you showed up.
Why do you say that? Have you noticed anything suspicious?
Did I? That 205 is up to no good, I can tell you that much.
The tenant in 205 is causing trouble.
Oh, is he ever? Though I wouldn't call him a tenant, he just shows up once in a while. I even called you people, but nothing's been done. Shows how you treat your senior citizens.
You're saying he's not a tenant? He shows up now and then, doesn't he?
Yes. Sometimes late at night, someone comes.
Who?
A man in a trench coat.
Call the police. Calm down. Take it easy. What's the problem?
Well, it's that 205 guy. I'm telling you, something very strange is going on in that apartment. He comes in every once in a while hauling this huge briefcase. I saw him go down into the basement once. Not that I was following him or anything. I was down there doing my laundry.
All right, ma'am. I'll look into it, if I can.
Well, good. You should be out there doing your job.
That's right. That's what we're here for. We take care of the wackos, the uppers, the downers, the stray cats, the lost elderly, the poverty-driven, the insane homeless, and escaped prisoners roaming the street. Plus the suicidal. The top dogs we never found. Gun traffickers, rush hour, the mean, the cruel, and the ugly, the stoners, the rapists, the boners, the crackheads, the gangs, the homeless children. And you, man.
Okay, I'm trying to get to 205. Anyway, A-class is a lie. Unlicensed security software detected. Hollow tablet. Okay, that's the crazy love shrine apartment, judging from the symbols.
Anyone in there? I just want to talk.
Some schematics. Seminal fluid, minor coagulation, strain nanite signatures detected, AA glitch signature, risk of nanophage contingency. So somebody possibly infected with the nanophage has been having sex? Is that what I'm supposed to get from this? Let's check the computer. It should probably tell me more. Voices from below. Do not believe their lies. The plague is still out there. Fellow undesirables. If you're up to date with Chiron propaganda, you probably heard the so-called Minister of Health spout out another gem of corporate wisdom. For those who didn't, let me catch you up to speed. To all those who have given in to the insurgent fear-mongering, I say again, that there is absolutely no need for concern. The nanophage is no longer a threat. We have contained the glitch and thus freed ourselves from the disease. Loyal citizens who support responsible augmentation have nothing to be afraid of. 3 words: bull fucking shit. Let me tell you how things really are. Unless you're one of the lucky class A fucks with a shiny set of mods, in which case you're probably not reading this, the nanophage is still very real. We've had at least 3 confirmed cases in the past year, one of which led to a small-scale outbreak. Luckily we managed to contain it before it spread beyond control. Now you might think 3 cases ain't nothing to be excited about. If so, I can tell you you've never been in an outbreak. For most of us, cooped up in a Class C district, even a single instance is one too many. Okay, so what the hell are you supposed to do? First and foremost, it's better to prevent than cure. Given the phage recovery rate, these words should be considered gospel. Once the plague hits, it's usually too late. So if you want to be safe, look out for those symptoms. Fever. Pay attention to even the slightest bumps in body temperature. The phage starts off slow, barely more noticeable than the flu. So if you're feeling a bit under the weather, get your ass to a local clinic and run a scan. Better safe than sorry. Implant irregularities. This is where it gets tricky. Assuming that, like the most of us, you can't afford to run regular maintenance, you've probably gotten used to the odd jolt of your neural implant or a slight spasm in your artificial arm. However, if these start to occur at an increased rate, you need to check yourself. Erratic behavior. Once in a while, try to look away from the projector and take a gander at your neighbors. If one of them are acting weirder than usual, babbling to themselves, walking crooked, there might be something afoot, assuming they are not drunk or high. A bit of civic awareness won't kill you, a lack of it might. Juncture inflammation. Okay, so the skin at the base of your implant turns red and starts to itch. The bad news is you might be infected. The good news is it's not a death sentence. Our clinics have performed numerous extraction surgeries, and unlike the corporate cleaners, most of our patients tend to leave the operating room alive. As long as there are no nanite punctures, it is not too late. If there are, you're most likely too busy hallucinating and puking blood to notice. If you spot any of these symptoms in yourself or anyone in your neighborhood, contact one of our clinics. If you don't know how to find us, ask around. We've got eyes and ears all over C districts, so chances are we will find you. Now here's what you definitely don't want to do. Don't panic. Chances are it's still not the phage. We've got dozens of false reports on alleged outbreaks that turned out to be a nasty case of pigeon flu or an old implant gone haywire. Don't be an idiot. In the last couple of months, we've had dozens of incidents of violence aimed at suspected carriers. Guess what? It doesn't solve anything. Once the disease takes root, we're all in this together. Do not report this. I can't stress this enough. The cleaners are not your friends. They are not coming to help you. Best case scenario, they'll lock down the entire building and go through it with a fine-tooth comb, using the outbreak as an excuse to confiscate subversive materials and detain any undesirables. Worst case scenario, the ones they don't slaughter outright will end up as guinea pigs for Chiron R&D. If it comes to that, do yourself a favor and pack it in. Jump out of the window, blow your brains out, doesn't matter how, just make it last. You won't thank me later, but you'll regret it otherwise. It's never enough. Even when I'm inside you, it's never deep enough. I want more. I want to be part of you forever. Even if I need to open you up. and claw my way inside. It will hurt at first, but the pain will be worth it if it means we can be together, fused in eternity. It will all be worth it. Hey you, stop messing up the hallways. Other tenants complain. If you don't stop, I will file an official complaint. JJ. Hey, I got the files you wanted, so when the fuck am I getting paid? The transfer was supposed to go through by Monday, and so far I ain't seeing a single credit. Hacking into the municipal subnetwork ain't exactly a walk in the park. You know what's easier? Tracing your messages in order to find out where you live. Not a threat, just a friendly reminder. Pay me now. Architectural intelligence. Dear sir, I have to say, I found your message intriguing, although not for the reasons you would probably hope for. Let me therefore comment on the hypothesis contained within. While it is true that the building in question was, in its long history, infused with a vast web of neuroelectric circuits, synapses as you call them, they serve a plethora of purposes, from managing the building's holographic projectors to providing tenants with high-speed network connection. However, they do not and cannot perform cognitive functions you postulate. Even though the internal network does use algorithms typical of certain AI systems, it simply lacks the capacity to develop any kind of autonomy, let alone consciousness. Forgive my bluntness, but the premise is simply ludicrous. Frankly, I would not have bothered replying to your message if not for the fact that I am worried about your state of mind. If the building continues to whisper to you, I would urge you to contact a psychiatrist or ask a neurotechnician to run diagnostics on your neural implant. Please seek help in any way you can. Sincerely, Professor Edward Markowski. It's me again. Hey sweetie, it has been ages since your last message. How are you? Are you eating okay? You promised you'd drop in. Guess you must have been busy. And when are you going to introduce me to that lovely lady you're talking about? I know I shouldn't pry, it's just that sometimes I worry about you. It would do you good to have someone you could share your life with. And remember to take your medicine. Remember what Dr. Janicki said. Call me Mom. A basement. Hey, the credits went through. The code for the compartment is 8394. Whatever you want to do in there, just keep it down and keep it clean. Don't want the janitor on my ass about any noise or weird smells. I expect to see another transfer by the end of the month. Okay. I am going back to the basement soon anyway to find out what's with the noises when I check apartment 205, which is incidentally right next door. Memory designer occupation. Okay. Well, that's a that's a bathtub full of blood, which certainly is not particularly reassuring. Can't analyze it though. Interesting. When standard cleaning products are no longer enough, when you crave absolute cleanliness and freshness, all-purpose body and home appliance varnish. Side effects: potentially addictive. Unwise use can cause irritation and skin changes, diarrhea, vomiting. Diarrhea, vomiting, and brain hemorrhage, like brain a failure in supplying blood to the brain. That's certainly some side effects for a beauty product. I must say, this is quite irritating. The sound that it keeps making. Neural reassignment technician. Cause of death classified. That's a kidney, right? A human kidney. Is that guy a cannibal? Oh no, that's a liver. Yeah, a kidney would be significantly smaller actually, and a different shape. But still, the question still stands, is that guy a cannibal? And pieces of skin as well. Human skin, mild inflammation detected. Biomass, composition, water, fat, protein, traces of human DNA detected, multiple genetic defects detected. So it's more like, I guess they still might be cannibals, but it seems they are growing the meat as well. Human liver, mild ulceration detected. Human heart, slight arrhythmia detected. Pure vodka. Chiron search. Search query, pressure sore treatment. Pressure sores, a medical overview. Pressure sores are caused by a pressure applied to a soft tissue, resulting in an obstruction of blood flow. This condition occurs mostly in patients leading a sedentary lifestyle or suffering from paralysis. If left untreated, the first step of treatment should be to remove any necrotic tissue. This is crucial, as these areas are prone to bacterial growth, which in turn can compromise the healing process. Maggot debridement therapy is caring for pressure sores. Untreated pressure sores can lead to other ailments, such as bone infection, sepsis, and even gangrene. In some cases, complications from pressure ulcers can be life-threatening. In order to avoid pressure sores, patients suffering from pressure sores need to be repositioned regularly in order to restore proper circulation. Should the symptoms persist, apply foam dressing and disinfect to avoid bed sores. Basic treatment solutions. In the case of patients with fully functioning immune system, surgical debridement is usually not necessary. It is, however, the quickest way to remove that tissue and allow the wounds to pressure ulcers in post-op rehabilitation. During the convalescence period, post-operative patients are likely to develop some degree of pressure sores if their condition prohibits the regular changing of position. While while stage 1 and stage 2 ulcers are mostly... So, I guess what might be happening here, maybe they are... Like... Maybe they are... What's the word? Like cultivating humans? You know, because it says here that they were searching treatment for pressure source, so that would indicate they have people, you know, like chained to a bed or like, you know, confined in a single position for a really long time. I guess the emails are probably going to tell me more about this. Regarding the product, got your email from our mutual friend. I heard good things about you, so here's the deal. I need a heart ASAP. I know your going price is 15k. I'll pay you 150k. You heard that right. You get the heart now. I don't care what you have to do, and I don't want to know. I just need a heart. A little girl's life depends on it. I hope to hear from you soon. I think we can do business. I need the patient's medical files, then I'll make arrangements. Our mutual acquaintance has vouched for you, so I know the payment is not going to be an issue. You know the account number. This is extremely good news. I had the files sent to you via an encrypted transfer. I'll be waiting to hear from you. Just don't make me wait too long. Okay, so they are cultivating organs to then sell on the black market. So presumably they are, well, they have people chained up somewhere and they cut the organs from them as the need arises, I guess. Regarding complications, Tamara, I know you've been waiting for a long time, but you will have to wait just a little bit longer. I've had some complications during transport and the product got damaged. I'm arranging for a replacement, but it will take some time. Please be patient. Sorry for the inconvenience. What do you mean complications? I don't understand. You said you would have the heart by now. What am I supposed to do? Please don't do this to me. Tamara, did he sell the heart that was for her to the other guy because he offered more money? Regarding BBC, so I'd like it to be black, obviously. About 12 inches sounds right. Don't know about the girth though. Some say it's also important. What do you think? Oh, this guy. Okay, this guy wants a dick transplant. This is not a salad bar. You don't get to pick and choose. What I grow is what you get. And yes, girth does matter. Fair enough, dude. Chill. Just make sure it works. Where's my skin? We had a deal. Where the hell is my skin? I can't go around looking like this. I told you I'll have the funds transferred by the end of the month, but I need the graft now. My career depends on it. I'm begging you. It's not the bladder, it's the liver. Sorry, my bad. What do you mean you're sorry? This isn't a car dealership. You can't just change your mind. Jesus, I'll get you your fucking liver, but you're paying for both. I'll get back to you with a date. Dude, don't sweat it. I know how it works. It's all good. Doctor, you have no idea how grateful I am. Truly, if it wasn't for you, my boy wouldn't be walking today. I don't know if he would be alive, so just so you know, you are making a difference. You have my eternal gratitude. Sincerely, Martha. I told you never to write me once after we've concluded our business. And don't use your public account for God's sake. I'm glad you're satisfied with my product. Now delete this message and never contact me again. There are others who depend on my services, so show some goddamn consideration. Of course, I'm sorry, I just got a little carried away. Why would you reply to it again? That's quite a stupid person, actually. That thing we talked about? Is it ready? And don't give me any of this when it's done, or they don't grow on trees crap. It's not your life on the line. my acquaintances spoke very highly of you, but I have to say that so far I'm not impressed. Let me kindly remind you that you're only getting paid if there's anyone still around to pay you. Okay, but doesn't exactly give me the code to the basement? Investigate the marked spot in the basement. Got into the apartment. No sign of the owner, but one thing is clear. The guy is nuts. The place is plastered with blueprints of a building. It's like he was looking for something. I've managed to hack his computer. Found another blueprint with what seems to be point to a spot in the basement. 37. In one of the messages, there was a code. I should check it out as soon as I get a chance. Investigate apartment 205. The owner of the noisy basement compartment lives at 205. I just might pay him a visit. Yeah, but I already did.
Warning. Desynchronization imminent. Administer medication.
And I didn't find the code.
Yes.
Synchrony injected. Strain level decreased.
For the basement compartment. A safe. Illegal modification detected. Okay, it goes to here. Electrical switch. Did it open now? Okay, it did. What's that? Piece of biomass, I guess? 7441. It's like skin stretched over something? Okay, but 7441 is the code. And I have to go to the basement for two things. So I'll just go down. Okay, so the game actually crashed right here. Maybe I was running too fast and it couldn't manage with the textures, because it's actually quite choppy from time to time as far as frame rate is concerned. Which one was it? Mm, 8394. That's the love shrine thingamajig compartment.
Fuck.
What's up with this guy? Blood. Contaminants detected. He got crushed, I think, by like a wall compartment. I guess I can probably jack into his head. Theodore Witkiewicz. No criminal record, deceased. Okay, let's connect.
Male interrogation not recommended.
Great. Just fucking great. This better be worth it.
Okay, so that's like a roof. That's a plan of a roof construction, because it says here, I can't translate it exactly because I don't know the proper words in English, but it has something to do with roof construction. Okay, I have no idea what this means. Like, did he fall in love with the building? Because that's what the email was suggesting. Like, did he die because he was trying to fuck the building?
Can you hear me? Come here.
Okay, the game actually crashed again. I'm not quite sure where I am, relatively speaking. Is it the very beginning of that sequence?
This way. Come here.
And it crashed once again. At this point, I am starting to worry that I might not be able to finish this section.
This way. Come here. This way.
Okay, I still don't really get what's happening here. Unemployed.
Come inside me.
Attention tourists. This is a sanctioned lockdown procedure. There is no need for concern. Remain in your apartments and await further instruction. Warning. Desynchronization imminent. Administer medication.
Yes.
Synchrosine injected. Strain level decreased.
Okay, turns out the guy wasn't looking for a way out after all. He wanted a way in, deeper into the bowels of the building as he could. Talk about bad timing, poor bastard. Nothing I can do for him now. Marking the spot for the cleanup detail. So he was trying to have sex with the building. He literally wanted to get, you know, inside the, like, I guess it has something to do with the AI in charge of the building. Like, he became convinced that it's an actual person and he wanted to have a relationship with it. It's pretty weird. But I guess, you know, he died doing what he loved, which was having sex with a building. There are worse ways to go, I would say. Unemployed. Case log updated. Yeah, he just disappeared from my quest log, I guess. 28 now. Is where they are doing the organ harvesting. Mm, 28, okay. But this episode has been way too long. I wasn't sure where to end it once I got into the neural investigation, because it was confusing enough as it was. If I paused in the middle, I felt it wouldn't be right. So I'm going to pause it here. That's all for this one, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.